Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make this puffed stitch flower. It's really easy to do. All you'll need is your yarn, and you can use any yarn, and for this tutorial I'll also be using a 4mm crochet hook. So we're going to start by making a magic ring. To do that, wrap the yarn around your fingers like this until we make an X. So we see the X here. Now once done, we're going to insert our hook underneath the stitch like this, hook it to the working yarn and pull up a loop. You can twist it a bit, hook it again to the working yarn and pull it through. Now what that does is that it creates a slip knot atop our magic ring there. And now we can just go ahead and pull on the yarn to decrease the size of the hoop. Now we're going to go ahead and make 6 single crochets inside our magic ring. To do that, insert your hook inside the ring. So like this. Hook it to the working yarn and pull up a loop. Now we have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. This will be our first single crochet. Now we're going to do another by doing the same. Insert your hook inside the ring and pull up a loop. With 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. Now on top of our second single crochet, we're going to go ahead and place a stitch marker, and that's because this is where we'll be closing out our round. Now again, we've done 2 single crochets so far. We're going to go ahead and do 4 more so that we'll have 6 in total. So we have 1, 2. This is the 3rd, 4th single crochet, 5th, and this is our last single crochet of the round. Now the amount of single crochets you do here will determine the amount of petals you'll have for your flower. So in this case I've done 6 single crochets, which means I'll have 6 petals as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and close out the round, and I'm going to do that by making this loop a bit larger. And now taking the tail of the yarn, I'm just going to go ahead and pull on it to tighten the ring there. Now once it's adequately tightened, go ahead and pull on the working yarn, which is here, to make this loop smaller. And now we're going to close out the round with a slip stitch. Now where our marker is, which is atop the second single crochet of the row, we're going to remove our marker. Taking our working yarn, we're just going to go ahead and do a slip stitch on top. Now once completed, go ahead and chain 2, 1, 2, and in the first stitch we're going to make our first puff stitch, which will be our first petal as well. Now we're going to do that by yarning over our hook, and you want to hold that in place with your index finger here, and then insert it inside the first stitch, which is here. We're also going to work under the tail. Hook it to our working yarn and pull up a loop. So that counts as 1 set, and we want to do 6 sets in total. So we yarn over, hold it in place, insert it inside the stitch and pull up a loop. So this is our second set. Yarn over, insert, hook it to the working yarn and pull up for our third set. Yarn over, insert it inside that same stitch there, hook it to the working yarn and pull up for our fourth set. Yarn over, and again I always hold it in place with my index finger. Insert it inside the stitch and pull up a loop for our fifth set. yarn over, insert it inside our stitch, and pull up a loop for our 6th and final set. Now once completed, to finish the puff stitch here, we're going to yarn over, but this time we're going to pull the yarn through all the loops that we've created. And then we're going to chain 1. And this is our first petal. We're going to be doing 6 of these in total. Now once completed, chain 2, 1, 2. And in the next stitch, which falls here, we're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch. So insert your hook under the stitch, pull up a loop, and then we're going to pull the loop through the loop already on the hook to complete the slip stitch there. Now once done, chain 2, 1, 2. And inside the stitch where we did our slip stitch, we're going to repeat the pattern that we did over here to create the puff. So we're going to yarn over, hold it in place with our index finger, insert inside the stitch and pull up a loop for our first set. And remember, we'll be doing 6 sets in total. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once completed, we yarn over and we pull the yarn through all the loops, and then we chain 1 to hold it in place. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in the next stitch we're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch. So pull it through, and then we're going to pull that through the loop already on the hook and chain 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to repeat the pattern in the stitch there as well. So yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over and pull the yarn through all loops, and then we're going to go ahead and chain 1. Now chain 2, 1, 2, and in the next stitch, which is here, we're going to go ahead and repeat. So a slip stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to go ahead and create our puff. So yarn over, insert where our slip stitch is, pull up a loop for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over and pull it through all loops, chain 1, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and repeat. So slip stitch here in the next stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, and inside the stitch we're going to do 1, yarn over, pull up a loop for 2, yarn over, and pull up a loop for 3, yarn over, pull up a loop for 4, yarn over, pull up a loop for 5, yarn over, pull up a loop for 6, and yarn over and pull it through all loops, chain 1 to close, and then chain 2. In our final stitch, we're going to repeat what we've done so far. So we start with a slip stitch, then we chain 2, then we're going to go ahead and create our puff. So yarn over, pull up a loop, hold in place with your index finger, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now yarn over and pull it through all the loops. Chain 1, chain 2, 1, 2, and in the final stitch, which is here where we begun, we're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch to close. Now once done, you can go ahead and pull on the loop, and I'm also going to cut my yarn. Pulling it all the way through. And right there in the middle is where I'll be tying my yarn to close. You can just go ahead and do a double knot. And once completed, you can go ahead and cut the excess yarn. And there you have it. So this is the final product. If you found this tutorial helpful, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!